boy here, Double H, half to that hope, man. Welcome to yet again another live stream. So as you can see on the agenda, we will be talking Man City and their apparent Champions League ban. And we'll also be talking about Rossi leaving Roma after 18 years. And I will also want to, give a little talk about Alexis Sanchez as well. So those are the main topics for today. But again, the chat room is there for you to bring in any things that you guys want to talk about. And also remember the super chat. The super chats are always the comments that will take priority. I will always read the super chats, and the super chats are how you can help support the Football Hut. So without further ado, let us now look at Manchester City and this Champions League ban. So let me read you a little tidbit here. So it says that UEFA investigators want Manchester City to be banned from the Champions League for a season if they are found guilty of breaking financial rules. However, according to one more play source, a final decision is yet to be made by investigator Yves Le Terme. The former Belgian Prime Minister, chairman of the investigatory panel of UEFA's Independent Financial Control Board, is set to make a recommendation this week. So, this has been something that has been hanging over Man City for a while now. The whole thing with how they've been breaching rules with regards to transfers and just their financial books has always been something that has really been hanging over their head for the last few years. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic, because City ain't getting banned. Newsflash, in case y'all didn't know that, City are not getting banned from the Champions League. They'll be in the Champions League next season. So that's not where I'm going at. The reason why I'm looking at this is that this is more to do specifically. With I'm just making sure that this is more to do specifically to do with the role of financial fair play and what is the point in this, guys. Because let me even start off first by saying this as to why they're not going to get banned. Because in my view, look, I don't know what has happened, but let's just say even if you don't know the ins and outs of the books of Man City and so forth, do you think that they would have breached just based off going off your whim? My feeling is yes. I do feel that they have breached the rules. And if you ask most football fans, even some Man City fans themselves, they will probably even admit themselves that, yeah, we have probably broken some of those rules. So that's just the facts that we're dealing with here. So there's not a question as to whether they've broken the rules. The real thing is, will they be punished? And my thing is, they will not be punished because, as I've said multiple times, FFP as an organization are useless. They're useless because these guys, for so long, have been tasked with punishing teams like Man City and PSG. That's what the whole point of the FFP is. Let's bring back parity. Let everybody play by the same rules. Yes, we can't stop people bringing in that oil money and bringing in that cash. You can't. There is no rules to say that, you can't own a club because you're a billionaire or you're a trillionaire, or you can't own a club because you're linked with oil. No. It is what it is. There is no rule against that. But if you now buy that club, there are certain financial rules to which you should play with and which you should abide by. When you look at just how much PSG and City have spent, ridiculous amounts of money spent, are you trying to tell me that in no way, shape or form these guys haven't somehow, some way broken some of those rules? That's just what I want to know. I try to tell you that in some way these guys have not somehow broken some of these rules. Because in my view, I believe that they have. I believe that they have. But the reason why that these guys are not going to get punished is these are very powerful people who know people in very powerful places. So once you're dealing with such power and such influence, it is not in your best interest to actually be reprimanded. And look, as a guy I just put it in that Chelsea will also need to be banned. Look, that is why Chelsea are facing the ban. The 2 transfer ban, they are facing that ban right now. So they have obviously been found guilty and they're going to be facing the ban because, let's be real, obviously everyone will plead their innocence, City and PSG. And again, we don't know the ins and outs and we do not know the details. But guys, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Nobody knows 100% whether these guys have broken the law or not. And I think if you don't know, you don't know. But again, if we just go based off an inkling, just an inkling, and when we go based off the amount of money spent and just how endless the money is. Because remember, it is called financial fair play, which means that there should be parameters within how you bring upon those finances. Are you telling me, guys, use your brain? This ain't about me hating Man City. This ain't about me hating PSG. Why? I have no reason to hate these clubs. Okay, we all love money. I love money. Everyone, well, I don't love money, but cash. So this is not about me hating anybody. No, it's not about that. It's about being real. It's about keeping it thou. But keeping it a thou. Do you really believe that Man City and PSG, based on not only, forget about the transfers, the wages, the wage bills? Are you telling me that when you look at the condition of the transfer and the wage bills, these guys have abided by financial fair play? Guys, come on. But they're not going to get punished. These are big clubs. I'm not going to go into detail, but read between the lines. These are massive clubs with very influential people. The people who run these clubs are extremely influential. And let's just say that not everyone in UEFA is, how can I say this? Cool. Can I give you a Sepp Blatter? Can I give you a Michel Platini? We all know what happens to Blatter. We all know what happens to Platini. Are you telling me that Alexander Cheferin, the new UEFA president, is he totally different from Platini? Why? He may be a noble man. He may be fully innocent. But excuse me if I have some doubts. So let me super chats here. Thank you very much. Super chats from Josh Bourne. 199 super chats from Josh Bourne. Thank you very much, Josh Bourne. You're a real one, bro. You can't punish the guys who own the Men in Black. You see, so people say, wait, what does Josh mean by that? I'll tell you what Josh means by that. Your boy Josh means by that, what he means by that is, have you heard of the Rothschilds? Or rather, have you heard of the Rockefeller family? Certain people are not just rich. There are some people who are just rich and they're just rich. But there are certain people who are rich but are influential. There's a difference between being rich and being influential. A lot of guys are just rich. And with riches really should come influence. It really should. But some people don't really want to get into the whole things about being influential. But there are guys who are rich and influential. So it means that they control things. Like the Rockefeller family, they're one of the richest families in the world. And just look at the documentaries. The Rockefeller family are highly influential in modern society. Highly influential. So the thing about it is, as he said, that like these City guys and this, because I believe that the family that owns the City are the same family that owns PSG. And I feel that they are very influential people. And when these guys are very influential, and UEFA now say, no, we want these guys to be banned, all it takes is a conversation. So you want to ban us? Sure. let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. They have lunch. And after that lunch, they'll say, you know what, on second thoughts, upon further investigation, I think that it's all cool. They sharpen the rules. So all I'm saying is that the FFP, they'll investigate, they'll do stuff, they'll say they should be banned, they should be taken over. In my humble opinion, they are not going to get banned from the Champions League. Manchester City Football Club will be playing in the Champions League next season because that's just the way of the world. Now, our next story, Daniele De Rossi. So let me just read the little news article here. So Daniele De Rossi is leaving leaving Roma at the end of the season. I thought he'd actually remain at Roma. So let me read it. So veteran Roma midfielder Daniele De Rossi will leave the Italian side at the end of the season. The 35-year-old, who joined the Serie A Giants in 2000 from his hometown club Ostia Mare, has made 615 appearances and scored 63 goals for them. A Roma statement said De Rossi, who won the 2006 World Cup with Italy, would not be retiring but pursuing a new adventure elsewhere. De Rossi's final game for the club will be against Parma on Sunday, the 26th of May. Roma and I chose each other, he said. There is a lot of love between us, both now and in the future, even if it will be in another form. So this shocked me. Because now, how many top players have spent their entire careers at the club? The only ones I can think of are Gerrard, Totti. Which other players have spent their entire... See, John Terry moved to Aston Villa. Which players have spent their entire careers at one club? I don't think Abruzino was that's AC Milan for his whole career. We're doing that. I mean, yeah, that's something to think about. Neville, and I keep getting them mixed up. I think it's Gary Neville. I think he's another one that spent his entire career at United. I think he retired. He started there and he retired at United. Puyol, that's a good one. Lampard came from West Ham. Lampard came through the West Ham Academy. Scholes, yep. Puyol, yep. Giggs, yep. Maldini, yep. Are you sure Zanetti was an Inter his whole career? Bart Simpson, yep. I think Bart Simpson, yep. Carragher, yep. I think Zanetti came from Argentina. I don't think Zanetti was an Inter his own. I'm pretty sure Zanetti came from Argentina. I've already mentioned Totti. Xavi, yep. Iniesta is in Japan. Xavi moved to Qatar. Iniesta moved to Japan. So I think definitely, Carragher. Wait, are you sure Neville went to West Brom? Interesting. So, but basically, just back to the topic. I mean, no, this is very surprising because I thought that De Rossi would stay. You see, like, if De Rossi was going to leave Roma, then that is something that I think would have happened perhaps around 06, 07, 08, because around 06, 07, 08, you would say that De Rossi was perhaps maybe in his position, like workman-like midfielder. You'd argue that 06, 07, 08 at its peak, he was maybe like top 3, top 4 midfielders in his position. So that's when I think he would have left. But when he didn't leave and he chose to remain at Roma, I thought he'd do what Totti have done. Because remember, Totti around I'd say 2000 to 2002 was the best playmaker in the world. He was the best playmaking midfielder in the world, 2000 to 2002. And he could have moved to any club in that period. So when he didn't really make that move, after 02 and he just remained at Roma, I said, okay, that's it. He's going to retire at Roma. So I felt that, okay, De Rossi, if you're not going to move 06, 07, 08 when you're at your peak, and remember, I think United were thinking of buying him. And I think it was either going to go to United or Real Madrid. And he didn't go. So I thought, okay, he's going to remain at Roma for the rest of his career. So the fact that he is leaving leads me to believe that he's going to America. If he's either going to America or China, he can't play for an elite club. Like, even if I think that there are some clubs that could use him as a squad player, I think De Rossi is still going to try and find a first team spot. There's no top team in the world that De Rossi can start in. He can't be a starter. Sorry, he can't be a starter for a top club. He can't start for Bayern. He can't start for Juventus. He can't start for Barcelona, for Real Madrid, for Man City, for Liverpool, for PSG. He can't start for any of those teams. So my thing is that he's going to go to either a China or an MLS. But my thing about this is that, because he said in his statement, I want to try and find a new challenge. And I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, you want to find a new challenge. But I'm like, bro, because Roma are still competitive. I think Roma can somehow get in the Champions League. So they can still get in the Champions League. So I just don't really get the thinking behind him saying that, okay, I now want to leave, because your MLS is going downhill. China, you're going downhill. That is a downward spiral if you're leaving the club from over there, man. So, yeah, I mean, look, have you tell me, do you believe that De Rossi, any top club could still use a Daniele De Rossi? Remember, this guy is like mid-30s now, bro. Like late 30s now. So, wait, did they even say his age here? The dude, he's almost 36. He's almost 36. Like, I don't understand why he couldn't have stayed at Roma, because again, like, do what Totti did, remain at Roma, still try and help them fight for fight for Champions League, maybe fight for a Europa. Like, there are still things that they could fight for, try and fight for a Coppa Italia, because obviously the Serie A is on lockdown. So I don't understand why he couldn't remain there. Like, as I said again, same thing with Totti. If he was to leave, he should have left like around 06, 07. But that opens up a very interesting conversation, because what if Gerrard... So I think Gerrard, around 05, 06, he was regarded as one of the best midfielders in the world. That's what he was regarded as. Again, I don't really believe that, but that was what people... So I think around 05, 06, Gerrard could have moved to Real Madrid again. I think Real Madrid were thinking of getting him. So if Gerrard had moved to Real Madrid, would he have been successful? And how would that have affected Liverpool? Because again, for instance, like, let's say he left. Let's say he left in the summer of 05. That means he still would have helped Liverpool to their Champions League that they won in May of 05. So if he had left in 05, you still have Liverpool with the CL, how much would that have helped them? For instance, 06 Champions League, would he being in Real Madrid have stopped Arsenal from winning that game? It's interesting. It's interesting, but again, like, and that's just... It's one of those things, like, if you were in that position, do you choose the whole thing of being fully loyal to a club? Or do you say, you know what, I want to try my luck at a bigger stage, bigger challenge? Because there is something to admire these certain players staying at one club. I think, wait, did Del Piero stay at Juventus fully? Wait, let me look up this one. Del Piero. Alessandro Del Piero. This is one of my favorite players of all time. See, Del Piero was at Padova for 2 years, then at Juve for ages, then he went to Sydney FC. So no, He wasn't at Juve for his whole career. No, Del Piero was great. But yeah, no, it is very interesting that because for me, for Gerrard, I mean, if he had moved to Real Madrid, would he have been regarded as a top player? Or if he had moved to Barcelona or Bayern Munich, would that have put him in as undisputed, one of the top midfielders? And would he have been regarded with more? Because I think in the Premier League, I think Gerrard is definitely a G. I think Gerrard is definitely seen as, this is definitely one of the best he's definitely one of the best Premier League midfielders of all time. Is he revered worldwide, though? That's the thing. Is Gerrard seen in the same light as a Xavi and Pirlo? Can you mention Gerrard in the same sentence as a Xavi or a Pirlo? Someone say, Baresi for AC Milan. Yeah, true. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that you can, But I think, people are bringing up this whole... Gerrard never won the Ballon d'Or. I don't know what you're on about. When did he win the Ballon d'Or? Gerrard never won the Ballon d'Or. What? Gerrard never won the Ballon d'Or. So, what was I going to say? I think oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. So I was talking about Gerrard. Messi. So Messi is sort of criticized because of him staying at Barcelona. And the thing is this. You see, the reason why it's different from Messi as opposed to Totti and Gerrard and Maldini and Baresi. Actually, did Maldini... Oh, no, I'm sure he did, but just want to just make sure. Paolo Maldini. Wikipedia. Yep. My gosh. Get this. This dude, Maldini, was at AC Milan from 1985 to 2009. What's that? 95, 2005, 6, 7, 8, 24 years. Wow. This dude was at... That is incredible. That's absolutely incredible. So I think the thing with Messi is that, you see, the difference between Messi and guys like Maldini, Totti, Gerard Baresi is these were hometown people. For Maldini, that's his hometown club. He's from Milan. Baresi is from Milan. Totti is from Rome. Gerard is from Liverpool. Messi, you're Argentine. You've lived in Spain for a long time. You are Argentine. Your wife is Argentine. Your family is from Argentina. You are an Argentine dude. So that is it. If Messi was Spanish and he was even, let me even go further. If Messi was Catalan, I don't think that there will be that much talk about, Messi should leave, because people are like, yeah, I wish Messi leaves, but he is from the area. This is where he's from, so I get why he's committed there. But with someone that is that good, you say, man, imagine if he went there. Something like when you saw Ronaldo at PSV. Like, man, let's see what he does at Barcelona when he was Barcelona. Let's do what he does at Inter Milan. So I think once you're of such a great talent and you have no real ties, identity-wise, family-wise to the club, then people will say, no, man, leave. Test yourself at other places, So for me, I say, it doesn't matter how long he was at the club. That doesn't mean anything. You are from Argentina. You're not even from Spain. So forget about, you're not even from the area, you're not even from the country. You're from Argentina. Totti is Italian and from Rome. Maldini and Baresi are both Italian and from Milan. Gerrard is English and from Liverpool. They are from the exact town that they are. So, see, I am not bothered about Messi being at the one club. I'm not. 100% I'm not. But I'm just saying that people can make that argument. They can make that argument, especially because you have no reason to be at Barcelona for that long. Like, I can understand why Totti didn't want to leave Roma. Because when you've grown up in the country, you have strong ties to the country, it's where you're from that area. I get it. You know, trust me, I get it. You know, you just have those strong links with it. So that's my thing. But and speaking of Totti though, I admire Totti staying at Roma. I admire it. But I believe that he should have left Roma for like a Real Madrid. Because I think if he did, he'd be more highly regarded. Because look, it is what it is. Roma ain't Real Madrid. Roma ain't Barcelona. Like, if Totti was to move to a Barcelona or Real Madrid, back in 2002, I think we would look at him very differently. We would look at him very differently. As in, I think that people would look at him with much more respect. People would look at him with far more respect. So it is, because I think it's just one of those things of like, what do you want from your career? Like, if I was in that position and I was a choice between, look, it's tough. If I was in a position like, do I stay at my boyhood club where people love me, it's where I'm from, it's where my family's from, or if Barcelona or Real Madrid say we want you, or Bayern say we want you to be a star player, what do you do? And let's say that's your boyhood club, they're competitive, but they're nowhere near on the level of a Barcelona or Real Madrid. What do you do? For me, it's tough. But you know what I would do? You have to make the move. As painful as it is, that's what football is about. And your boyhood club has to understand that. They've got to understand that you are an incredible talent. Case in point, Wayne Rooney. Evertonians knew that, look, man, we would love him to stay, it'd be great for him to stay, but this dude is a generational talent. If he wants to leave, we have to be happy to let him go, because he is simply too good for us. And when a talent is that special, he has to play for the best teams. Like, that's the thing. The best players have to play for the best teams. That's just how things should really work. Those best special players, because I'm a guy that I believe in parity, that not one team should hog all the best players, but those truly special talents have to play in the best teams. That's why we have the whole Hazard situation. Because I've been a regular say Hazard is top 5, he's top 4. This guy's an amazing talent, but it's very hard to make that argument while he's playing with Olivier Giroud and Gonzalo Higuain, two bricks. One's a Class C brick, the other good is a Class A brick. So it's very hard to make my argument through this. But I believe that my arguments can be better made, hopefully, if he goes to Real Madrid and he's now with better players, higher caliber players. If Zidane does buy right, because the only way to really prove yourself and then put yourself potentially in that legendary status is you have to move to that legendary team. It is almost that is why people don't put Gerrard and Totti in the same category as a Dennis Bergkamp, as a Xavi, as a Pirlo. They don't. They are definitely amazing for the times, but Pirlo, Xavi, these guys are on a whole different kind of echelon. These guys are an echelon. But let me even ask the group, should Gerrard be mentioned in the same breath as Xavi and Pirlo? Let me ask us group that. So while you guys chat on that, we're going to move to our next topic, man. I want to talk about Alexis Sanchez. What happened? What happened to Alexis Sanchez? It's very funny. In this exact room, it's crazy. In this exact room was the first time I ever saw Alexis Sanchez. 2010 World Cup. I think it might have been Chile against Brazil, or it was just basically Chile's first game. And Bielsa, obviously, of course, the Leeds coach, the great mastermind coach, Bielsa, he was the coach of Chile. And so this is the first time I saw this Chile team. I was like, wow, the way that these guys play, the way they move the ball around, how they really aggressively move things and so forth. But I remember the player that really stood out for me was this guy out wide. I was like, no, the way that this guy, the ferocity that this guy plays with, just the strength, the ability, the confidence, the impact, the tenacity he plays with, like, boom. So when I saw, I was like, no, who's this Sanchez guy? Then after, then I began to watch some Udinese games. And I think this guy pretty much single-handedly got Udinese into top four. And I think that's where they lost to Arsenal in the Champions League playoff and they failed to actually make it into the competition. But this guy was literally carrying Udinese. And I always say this. You see, Messi was the reason why Sanchez got sold. That's what I read and I researched, because he didn't feel that he really coincided with how the team played. But Sanchez, I felt, did a lot of good things for Barcelona. And I felt that his contributions and his performances for Barcelona were underappreciated. Still to this day, I still remember the goal that he scored against Real Madrid. The crazy chip over Casillas was an insane chip. And that's still one of the craziest goals I've seen in a Clasico game. But when he now came to Arsenal, he did the same thing he did for Udinese, that he did for Barcelona, that he's not doing now for that he now did for Arsenal. One-man wrecking ball. He was carrying this team on his shoulders. He was inspiring this team, spearheading this team as one man. And I was like, no, this dude is on one. This dude is truly, truly special. And when he was now going to move to United, man, when I was looking at the comments, when about to move, so when he moved to, I was like, no, this is huge. Once he moves to United, this is going to be the difference maker that United need. And when this dude moved to United, it just didn't work. I remember the first game was like an FA Cup game, and I was like, yeah, he looks all right. But as the games wore on, this guy just was ineffective. But then people said, okay, let's just wait until the summer. He'll rest up. He'll get better. I mean, Sanchez this season has been atrocious. Like, Sanchez has been one of the worst players this season. And as Nick's even informed me, this dude is the highest paid player in England. I didn't stop it. Let me say that again. This dude, Alexis Sanchez, bro, you better watch him out. This dude said Sanchez is better than Zad. I mean, like, you're either you're brainless or you're saying that to try and get a reaction. So I'm not going to give you a reaction, so therefore you must be brainless. Sanchez has to be one of the worst players this season. One of the worst players this season. Like, this guy is trash. This guy is complete and utter crap. And I think I was mentioning this to Terry when we were on a fan pack, because Terry said, he still believes that there is hope for Sanchez to somehow come good and everything. And I told him straight up that, bro, it's a done deal. I said, bro, it's a done deal. No point. Make it, just don't even bother. It's a full-on done deal. It's a full-on done deal. Like, this guy, he will never be the dude that we saw in that 2010 World Cup or in those two Copa Americas in 15 and 16. He will never be that dude. That dude is gone. He's finished. He's done. All you're left with is a Class A break. Season went on. Dude didn't do anything. But the sickest thing is that, why do United do this? Remember when they gave Rooney that amazing super contract? You're like, wait, why are you giving him the super contract? And now you're not giving Sanchez. Why do they keep giving these bricks or these useless, ineffective players these crazy bumper contracts? It makes no sense whatsoever. So you remember, guys, use the super chat. The super chats is where I'll be able to give you a shout out, read out your comment, and and it's also a way of helping to support the Football Hut. The super chats is how this Football Hut can be supporting. You can support your boy HH. Now, I put out a little tweet. The Europa League. I get it. The Champions League is the elite competition. Of course it is. It's the elite competition. It's the number one competition. It's what everyone wants. It's one of the biggest trophies in sport. It's one of the biggest trophies in sport. But the UEFA Cup, aka the Europa League, I prefer calling it the UEFA Cup. The UEFA Cup final this is the biggest game in 20 years. This is the biggest game in 20 years. People say, why is this the biggest game in 20 years? This is the biggest game in 20 years because of the narratives. The narratives of both sides are too strong. It's too strong. Imagine if Emery is to win the UEFA Cup in his first season with a new club, having already won it 3 times already in a row. Like, if Emery does that, this guy has to go down in history specific to this competition, 100%. I don't think there's been any manager who has won this competition 4 times. And it was 4 times, 2 different teams. I don't think there's any other. So that would be insane if he was able to achieve that. If this guy just waltzes up and say, you know what, I'm going to win this thing in my first season, that is in itself insane. That is in itself insane. And I think that if Arsenal were to win it, you'd have to look at the impact of Lacazette and Aubameyang. And maybe that will be something that is likening people back to the strike partnerships. But what about Chelsea? Hate all you want. I know people love to hate. I'm a lover on the father. I love everybody, and I always preach positivity. The Zan narrative is real. Hazard's goals, assists, and contributions this season are amongst the best in Europe. That's not me talking. I know you guys are stats merchants. Look up the stats. That's what the stats say. The stats say that he is one of the biggest contributors individually to his team in Europe. In Europe. So the potential, the possibility that he is able to win this Europa League as a potential goodbye present to Chelsea is huge. That's huge. I think if he caps this off, if he caps off one of the craziest ever individual season with bricks, it has to go back. It has to go down as one of the great individual achievements in the sport. It has to. It has to. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be very real. It will have to go down as one of the great individual achievements in the sport if this dude is able to lead this team to Europa League glory. Then if he does, top 3. Top 3. Because right now, is Messi top 3? After what we saw at that SAL? Van Dijk, we've got to talk about it. And that is a nice segue to my final topic here. But let me just end with this. Guys, don't sleep on the significance of that Europa League. It's huge. It's massive. Because, see, people say that Arsenal need it more because that is what they will get them back in the Champions League because they didn't finish it in the top 4. Chelsea don't need it. They're already in the Champions League. But I say, no. Don't try that. A trophy is a trophy. You don't go to a final to not win it. If you're in a final, like Chelsea are not thinking about, we're already in the Champions League. We don't need, no. They're like, first of all, sorry, you've never won a trophy. You are desperate to win a trophy. And you were actually resting players and doing rotations and actually playing Hazard in all the games because you wanted to win this trophy. So Chelsea are desperate to win this trophy. It's a final. They want to win this trophy. And I think David Luiz even alluded to the fact that he actually wants Chelsea to prevent Arsenal from being in the Champions League by beating them. That's what they want. That's what they want. But also, they have also no crazy scenario. First of all, we already have 4 teams who will be in the Champions League and the UEFA Cup final. So, but if Arsenal win, that's now 5 Premier League teams in the in the final. No, sorry, 5 Premier League teams that will be in the Champions League proper. So, guys, this game is huge. And remember, I will be doing a preview with Devil from Football Banner Show. He's the Arsenal fan. I'll be doing a preview with your boy Devil. And I will also be doing a live chat along during the game. Me and Devil will be doing that as well. So it's huge. It's massive. It's the biggest game in 20 years. Put it that way. It is the biggest game in 20 years. So you can talk up and down. It is the biggest game in 20 years because too much is riding on this game. Told you, Zad's destiny. Zad's destiny because, see, Hazard can't leave Chelsea without delivering the Europa League. I told him that. Like, I was on the phone and said, yo, Zad, what. You cannot leave this club unless you bring that trophy. And that's the deal. It's in the contract. So if he doesn't win the Europa League, he can't leave Chelsea. Sorry. It can't happen. The only way that he'll be allowed to leave Chelsea is if he wins the Europa League. That is the only way that is the only way that he'll be allowed. The only way that he'll be allowed. So I don't know who's going to win. But what I will say, and this is what I've always been saying, I mean, I will build on to my preview. Arsenal are the favourites. Arsenal are the favourites because they have the better attack. They can score goals winning games. Emery has won this competition 3 times before. Sarri has never won a trophy. So Emery knows how to win a final. He knows how to win a trophy. Sarri doesn't know how to win a trophy. And that experience counts for a lot. Knowing how to and having experience in winning a trophy is a massive, massive, huge advantage. It's a massive, massive, huge advantage. So all that remains to be seen is how everything goes down, man. And the key thing is that, I think Higuain needs to sort of just like not appear anywhere, I think Higuain just needs to just make sure that he does not appear anywhere whatsoever, man. Bro, seriously, the way people are insulting Zad is hard. Why do you hate Zad so much? I don't know. Why do people hate Zad so much? What has he done to you? What has this done to you? But just to finish on Sanchez before I get to this final round of topic, I feel that Sanchez needs to retire from football. Become a carpenter or something. Become a painter. Like, there is no point in carrying on. So my advice to you, Sanchez, if you listen to me, you have permanent residence in the Brick Academy, bro. And if you push me any further, I'm going to green light walk on your own wing, the Alexis Sanchez wing. So my advice to you, Sanchez, is to try and just, go covert so I don't build you a wing. Rest up and just enjoy your permanent residency at the Brick Academy. So remember, guys, final topic here. If you need a comment or you need to ask me a question desperately, use the super chats. Remember, the super chats is how you can help support your boy HH. You just click on the $, choose your donation amount, and then you and donate whatever amount you want, and I'll be able to see the question, give you a shout out, and it helps to support me and the Football Hall. I want to talk about Ballon, just to run things off before we end this live stream. Who should be final 3 in the Ballon d'Or? Because let's put it this way. If Liverpool win the Champions League, Van Dijk 1000% has to be there. So that's a lock. I think, because I believe Liverpool are winning the Champions League, so Van Dijk is a lock in there. So the other two, a lot of people will look at what Messi has done. But I think what takes away from Messi is how things fell apart in that second leg. But remember, guys, this is all announced, I think, in January. And who knows what happens in the Copa America? Who knows? Because put it this way, let's say the voting was done now. I'm not sure whether Messi has a strong enough case. Then you have to just look at what Raheem Sterling has done for Man City. Man City winning their league by 98 points. So maybe Sterling is another one that you put it. So if you say Sterling, you say Van Dijk. You have to do Messi, bro. You have to do. I think even without the Copa America, like I really think that the top 3 has to be Van Dijk, Sterling, and Messi. It has to be. Like, who else do you put there? Don't give me Cristiano. Guys, come on, bro. Don't come on, bro. Even though that Cristiano has obviously been able to really ball, well, so sort of he's G'd up in key games for Juventus. Are we really going to say Cristiano has been one of the outstanding players of the year? Nah, I mean, his goals in Serie A can't hold any weight. It's the Serie A and you're playing for Juventus. See, that's the issue. Like, what always helped Cristiano is that his G's were for Real Madrid. People respected La Liga based on Real Madrid's rivalry with Barcelona, and also he put Atletico in there as well, and also what he was able to do in the Champions League. You got knocked out by prospects in the quarterfinals, and you're playing in the Serie A for Juventus. I think that weakens his argument. I think that greatly weakens his argument. So I don't know whether Cristiano has a strong enough argument for him to be in there. See, now people are putting in this name now. Sadio Mane. Put it this way. If Mane scores in the Champions League final, 100,000% he's got to be in the final three. 100,000%. 22 goals for Liverpool. A lot of very key plays and key goals for Liverpool, both in the Champions League and in the league as well. But I just think that if he delivers in the Champions League and scores in the final, now if Salah scores in the final, what do we say? Is that enough? I don't think it is. Even if you got the 22 goals, I don't think it is. But I just think how Mane has performed, especially in key moments, I think that's what puts him above Salah. So I think Mane needs a G in the Champions League. See, if Mane gets a G in the Champions League final, then you may roll with it may be 3 Premier League players, bro. It may be 3 Premier League players. Unless Messi does something outstanding in the Copa America. Unless, even if Neymar does something outstanding in, even if Neymar does something outstanding in the Copa America, I don't think it'll be enough. Like, no one is looking at Liga. Sorry, so no one is not. If I think Egypt will win the Nations Cup, so if Salah leads, you see, there are many different things. If Salah scores a key goal in the Champions League final that helps Liverpool win the Champions League, and he inspires Egypt to win the Nations Cup, he has to be in the final three for sure. For sure. Then you may have to roll with Salah, Van Dijk, Sterling. So for me, I really believe that, look, I think this might be the year in which the Cristiano Messi thing gets broken. Like, if there's any year where you have a final three that doesn't include Cristiano Messi, it may be this year, because if Messi flops for Argentina, which I believe he will, in the Copa America, and either Mane leads Senegal to a win, or Salah leads Egypt to their win, Liverpool win the Champions League, Holland maybe even go ahead and even win the Euro League, you have to simply have a three of either either a Van Dijk, Salah, Sterling, or Van Dijk, Mane, Sterling. So, I mean, am I wrong in saying that the final three of the Ballon d'Or should all be Premier League players? You know? So people ask me, so why shouldn't Sterling go over Messi? Yes, we admit of how amazing Messi is. Bro, you play in La Liga. And let's be real, I believe that the La Liga is technically a better league than the Premier League. But it's not more competitive. Let's keep it real. If you're playing for Barcelona, it's the competition and the degree of difficulty in La Liga ain't great if you're playing for Barcelona. So as much as I admire what Messi has done, I believe that what Sterling has done is far more impressive because Sterling has had his best season. So when you look at Sterling's goals, his assists when he has scored those goals and so forth, and how he has come clutch from City in so many games, I am just saying that you cannot ignore that statistic. Like, for me, like, no, obviously Messi 100%. Like, if Messi is in there, I would have no issue with Messi being in there. 100%. Like, see, Cristiano being in there would be egregious. That would be ridiculous. If someone puts Neymar in there, I will slap someone. I'm just saying that if Messi ain't there, I don't think it's that crazy. But if he is there, all right. Like, if you're going to put Messi there, do you roll with Messi, Sterling, Van Dijk? You know, they roll with Messi and Van Dijk. Look, Messi is. I'm not saying Messi is a farmer, guys. Chill. I'm not saying that Messi. I would never say Messi is a. Maybe he looks like. All I'm saying is this: is that he wasn't at fault for that disgraceful second leg, but the issue is the optics are just bad. The fact that he was on the pitch, that and I know it is unfair because the fact that you were involved in a 3-0 lead and you lost 4-0. It's yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, like, okay, what I think it would be, I mean, for me, I think Messi and Van Dijk is a lock. I think Messi and Van Dijk is a lock. I think that third spot is either Salah or Mane, but something tells me that I believe Salah may probably get a crucial goal, and I believe that Salah may lead Egypt to the African Nations completely. Look, it's in flipping Egypt. So my guess is I think it's going to be Salah, Van Dijk, Messi. That's what I think. I think it's going to be Salah, Van Dijk, Messi. So, I mean, guys, tell me, who do you think the final three is going to be? Final three. So if you were going to choose as of right now, or if you're going to predict final three in the Ballon d'Or list, that's what I'm rolling with, man. I mean, I think I'm rolling with Salah, I'm rolling with Van Dijk, I'm rolling with Messi. So it's called the African Nations Cup, man. Have some respect, bro. It's a thingy. No, I mean, no. Look, man. I mean, all I'm saying is I'm just giving an argument for Sterling, and also like Son. I mean, nah. You see, I respect what Son has done. Son, I love that player. I love how he plays. I love his mentality. So I have the utmost respect for what Son does and what he brings. We can't talk about Son as in the final three in the Ballon d'Or, man. Sergio Aguero, nah, bro. Messi, Van Dijk, Mane. Wait, where does Neymar come? No, now look, let me just put this straight. And I think this is something that Neymar and Mbappe needs to understand. Unless you win the Champions League or perform amazingly and reach a minimum of the semi-final, you will never ever be considered for the Ballon d'Or. Nothing you do in the Ligue 1 will mean anything. You can literally score 60, 70 goals in Ligue 1. It will not mean anything because I said about how the competition in La Liga, if you play for Barcelona, in that great, there is no competition in Liga if you play for PSG. Like, that's Monaco win was an aberration. It was an anomaly. And what did PSG do? They went and nabbed Mbappe from Monaco, and that team got completely broken apart to ensure that PSG can pretty much win it for the next 3,000 billion years as long as they have those players. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it real and let's not mess around. So let's just keep it real and let's not mess around. Don't even mention Mbappe and Neymar as far as being in the final three. Just don't. But I really do feel and I believe that unless Cristiano breaks the goal scoring record, he needs to either get to the Champions League semi or even win the Champions League for him to get back into this. I think because him leaving Spain and leaving Real Madrid specifically, I think does harm his chances being considered in the final three. So, okay. Let me break something to you guys right now. And I know that I'm not yet done my preview on the Champions League, and we'll be building up to that. Tottenham can't win the Champions League. Tottenham are not winning there is no if. I cannot see any scenario where Tottenham win the Champions League. Like, for Liverpool, it's how they're going to win. Is it in 90 minutes? Is it extra time or is it penalties? I just feel that. See, I don't want to call it luck. I don't want to call it luck because people say, "Oh no, Tottenham got lucky with VAR. They got lucky." Like, no. There is luck involved. Aspects, tactics, strategy, execution. Okay, tactics, strategy, execution is how they were able to beat Man City, how they were able to beat Arsenal, and how they were able to get it. So Tottenham deserve to be in this final. They're not lucky to be in here. There's not a fluke. They deserve to be in this final. But I just do not see a scenario where Tottenham Hotspur win the Champions League. Like, how? How? In what way? And I just, even if Klopp, his records at finals ain't great, I just think that Tottenham are tailor-made for Liverpool. It's a bad matchup. And I just think that based on how strong Liverpool are defensively, how strong they are as a team, then coming off that Wolves win, I just think that Liverpool will have too many answers for Tottenham. I just do not see a scenario. I mean, we'll break things down tactically and so forth. Should you play Harry Kane? Should you not play Harry Kane? What midfield should Liverpool go with? So and so forth. Do you start Origi or not? We could do all of those things, but I think... I just cannot imagine a scenario Tottenham winning the Champions League. Like, that's... I can't even say the sentence of Tottenham Hotspur Champions League winners. Like, that sentence doesn't even make sense to me. It doesn't even make sense to me. So... No, I mean, look, it's... People talk about it's a one-off. Of course, like, look, the beauty of a final is it is a one-off game. 2004 Euro final, Greece, Portugal. Portugal should be favorites. They're playing at home and everything, but look, Greece beat them 1-0. And trust me, I think when you're going in a final, sometimes it's more than just tactics. It's really about who wants it more and execution and who can really be able to operate at that time. So 1,000% anything can happen, but I just think that as much as it's a one-off game and it's different from a league game or another cup game, just Liverpool just have too much for Tottenham, and I do feel that Harry Kane is definitely going to feature. And if Harry Kane features, I think that could be a deterrent to Tottenham if he does feature in the game. So I just think that, I just don't say it's not of Tottenham doing it. Like, nah. Like, how? Because this is what I've said to Liverpool fans. If you don't win the Champions League and they end the season trophyless, you can't show your faces for at least like 3 weeks. For at least 3 weeks. As in, if Liverpool do not beat, if Tottenham stop Liverpool from winning a trophy this season, and that trophy being the Champions League, Liverpool fans, you can't show your face. And I see, and all of Klopp's good work will be undone. Like, it wouldn't even matter about 97 points and what they've done this season. This season is 1,000% a failure. That's why all the pressure is on Liverpool now. Because if they lose that final and they don't win a trophy after all they've done, it will mean nothing. This season would have meant absolutely nothing. Tottenham have no pressure. They have zero pressure in this game. Zero pressure. So, look, it is what it is, man. I mean, look, these are two superbly interesting finals, and they're all in the same week. Also, so why does Chelsea and Arsenal have to be on Thursday? That's just adding further insult to injury. Yes, I get that the games happen on Thursday, so the final must be on Thursday. And where the heck is Baku? Baku? That's just disrespect. That is just disrespect to the UEFA Cup. Why does it have to be in Baku, and why does it have to be on a Thursday? Why can't it be on a Saturday night or a Friday night? Why does it have to be on a Thursday? That's just very rude. I need people to respect the UEFA Cup, okay? The UEFA Cup is still a major trophy. Sometimes people have said that the UEFA Cup, in some ways, can be a bigger trophy than the Champions League. That's what I heard. I didn't say this. People understand that the UEFA Cup can be a bigger trophy than the Champions League, man. Yeah, man. Look, man. It's gonna be. Now look, I love Azerbaijan. I love everything that Azerbaijan do. You know, I am a huge fan of my Azerbaijan people out there and everything, you know. Remember, guys, if you want to send in a comments or anything like that, use the super chats. Use the super chats. Super chats will be able to help me, support me, and I'll be able to read out your comments and the shout outs. Respect to everyone in Azerbaijan. I love you guys. Peace to people in Azerbaijan. But first off, I'm not sure where Azerbaijan is on the map. Again, I was pretty crap at geography. I hated my geography teacher. So I don't know where it is on the map. That's the first thing. The second thing is this. Why can't this be in the San Siro, the Mestalla? Why can't this be at the Allianz? Why not? Why does this have to be in Azerbaijan? Which clubs from Azerbaijan compete in the UEFA Cup? Because, and I think this is even what Robbie was even saying on National Fan TV. Like, do you know how crazy the travel is going to be for guys traveling from London to Azerbaijan? So that's why when people organize this stuff, okay, I get that you want to get everyone involved in everything, but think about the fans. Think about the people having to go with the travel. People never think about the fans. All they think about is like, oh my gosh, we want to get everyone involved. Let's pick this country that no one knows of. I was like, okay, I know you want to be all cool and super democratic, but sometimes you've got to think about the people that you could be affecting by this. But look, whatever the case may be, is that Chelsea need that trophy. Chelsea need that trophy. I'm not saying who's going to win, because I don't know who's going to win. Anyone can win. It's an open game. But all I'll say is this. Arsenal are strong favourites. Lacazette and Aubameyang scare me. They scare the living lights out of me. But as people say, it's a one-off game and who knows what can happen. Because trust me, if there's one guy that Chelsea need is that, because Giroud and Higuain are completely and utterly useless. Also useless. And if Kante doesn't make that final, I think Chelsea are screwed. Without N'Golo Kante, Chelsea will be royally screwed in that game. But for Liverpool and Tottenham, I respect Tottenham. I appreciate what they do. I don't see a scenario of Tottenham beating Liverpool in a Champions League final. I don't think that's happening. I think that trophy, Liverpool's name is on that Champions League trophy, you know. And I think we'll see how about if Liverpool winning the Champions League. I think that's a pretty damn good season. I think you have to call that a success, you know, based on what they've done, and they end it with a Champions League win. I think that's a damn good, successful season. So, guys, it's been swell. Thank you very much for joining your boy here. I will be seeing you again perhaps on Friday. I'll see you guys probably on Friday for another live chat where we'll be previewing the final day in the Bundesliga. I believe it's the final day. No, I think the final day in La Liga. And the penultimate weekend in the Serie A. Guys, it's been swell. It's been good. Peace out. Stay true. Be real.